Alright, I want to take a look at crude oil and the money management algorithms for crude oil and an update to crude oil, which is the former Viper Crude. And so first of all, I want to explain a little bit further about the money management algorithms or strategies here. We currently have 3 of them. You see 5 listed here. One is an upgrade of the equity curve. The first one we have, the first algorithm we have is a high frequency algorithm, and we mainly use it on the New York scalper. It gets in at the it starts trading when there is an intraday drawdown of $300 or if there was a previous day's loss of $100, and the indicator for that is 80 save DPL 20. We have that written right into the New York scalper code. We don't have a supplemental strategy where you can add it to any strategy yet. Equity curve algorithm is next, and the first release of this had 3 equity curve strategies. The second one has 7, and so you get both of those. They use the same DLL, and these are the algorithm strategies that you put into TradeStation. You put this DLL in your dummy base window, and you put this strategy into a 1-minute chart. We're going to explain this on crude oil here in a minute. As you can see in the background, we have all these strategies laid out. But just an idea of how the equity curve algorithms work. If you go to my money management section of my website, you'll see this page right here. And for example, the way it would work is you generate a base strategy, and the actual trades that are taken, watch the base strategy trade without taking those trades, and then it stops trading on a drawdown, and then a run up from an equity peak low starts trading on a $3,000 run up. And that's an example of how that would work. And this is an example of the new equity curve. And so you have a base strategy that's always running that you're not trading, and then a strategy that you're trading that looks at that base strategy to watch that equity curve to make those trades. Here's an explanation of it. You can go here and see the upgrades as well, and so you get more upgrades and more explanations on the euro currency. Here's the equity curve. Cut out some drawdowns here, new equity peaks on that. You can read through this. You can see all the information if you go through here. But that's the equity curve algorithms. We have the better entry algorithm, and we've sent some videos out about this and all these strategies, but I'm consolidating them here in one video in one spreadsheet so you can see it. The better entry algorithm enters when the trade is down by X amount. Those inputs can be changed. And then consecutive losers. After there's a certain number of losers, we start trading until there's a winner. We sent a video out about that last week, about EVP2 5-minute, and showed the performance in that. And now we're going to take a look at this on crude oil. Crude oil is this is our base crude oil strategy. Take a look at the performance summary of that. This is not done as well since July of last year. It's gone through a drawdown. I've balanced out some of the parameters and upgraded it. You can see the average profit per trade is still pretty high. Total net profit is high. Drawdown is higher than we would like, but not really bad for a market like crude oil. And so we want to take a look. I've upgraded this a little bit to balance out the long and short parameters, but in general the long and short, the parameters for the short side require a greater range than for the long side. And so this performance summary is updating here. I'm going to pause the video while this updates. Alright, this is the updated performance summary for crude oil, formerly Viper Crude Oil, now Cobra Crude Oil, as we changed the name of our Viper systems to the Cobra trading systems. As you can see, most of the money has been made on the long side, as this market has been very bullish in recent years. Very little money to be made on the short side. So if you just traded the long side, your drawdown would be even lower. You can turn longs and shorts off or on. Here is 747 trades, and that is the new base strategy. Here's the equity curve, a little bit better. It's still peaked in July of last year, but it's starting to come back a little bit, and so this is a strategy to watch for. As we've had Cobra E-mini S&P went through a extended drawdown and has recently made equity peaks in the second half of last year. This has the potential to do that, and I want to take a look at how this works. We talked about the DLLs. You get these DLLs that you insert in this strategy, and you see 91, 92, 93, which what applies to most of our strategies, where 90 just applies to more high frequency strategies like New York Scalper. So you see the DLLs down here. That records the information to track the equity curve here, so that we can then process it on this side. It transmits data to this window. And so we go over here, we take a look at the base strategy. We're first going to take a look at strategy 91, our basic equity curve algorithm, where we talked about how if you get in a drawdown of $3,000, you stop, and then if you get in a run up, then if you run up off the lows from $3,000, you start again. It uses a $700 stop loss, which is the same as the original strategy. We don't have a profit target, and we exit at 4 o'clock. That might be a little later than our original strategy. Let me check that here real quick. Here are the parameters. These parameters were $700 stop loss. We start at 9:30, 1400. Stop at 2 o'clock for longs, noon for shorts, and we exit at 14:30 on the longs, and shorts at 12 o'clock. So you can add on the money management algorithms. You can modify these on this side by adding other parameters to the code or inserting additional exit time strategies for shorts and longs. But what we're going to do is we're going to make this 14:30. We're using money management rule 2. And there's 3 of them total on this, and then we close that, and we're going to pause the video while this updates. Okay, it's updated. Here's the equity curve. You see the peak was also in July of last year. Made a bottom around October, and it's on its way back. A little bit smoother equity curve, $5,000 drawdown, $183 average profit per trade. There's the long and the short. That's using a basic equity curve algorithm that's not optimized. That's our original idea of $3,000 drawdown. We exit and get in on a $3,000 run up. There's other money management rules, but you can see those on the here. The way it works, we're not going to go into all those, but here are the rules on this page, as well as this page. It explains them all on our website. If you scroll up here to the top on the updates, here's all the equity curve rules. We're not going to go through all those in this video, but you can change the money management rule there and the parameters for those. And 91B is the same, it's just the upgrade. So we're going to turn the 91s off, which is the equity curve algorithms, and we're going to turn on the 92, the strategy 92, which is the better entry algorithm. And we're going to take a look at that. I've set that to 150, entry loss of 150, start time in 1930, 1400, 2 o'clock Eastern time finish. These inputs are on Eastern time, and then we exit it at 1600, which should be 1430. And I'm going to turn that, and I'm going to pause the video while this updates. Alright, it's updated. Here is the equity curve. Made a recent peak in September of 2011. The drawdown is, the equity curve is pointing down a little bit, so it doesn't have that bounce back look like the other ones. Here's the performance summary. Originally our strategy had 747 trades, and so with this we're getting 467 trades, 5840 drawdown. That's still lower. So that is the better entry algorithm. There are better parameters. You can change what it does is it gets in when there's a $150 loss at the end of a 1-minute bar, and then it places a limit order, so you can get in there. You can change this. This number does better when it's not as big as you think. So $50, $100, $150, $200 are inputs that could be tested. So let's look at the consecutive losers algorithm. This is also something that works best with lower. A system like this that only has 974 trades in 5 years You usually want to set this to just about one trade. Losses to start, would if you want to put it 2 or 3 trades, you'd need a strategy that trades a lot more frequently. Otherwise, you don't get very many trades if you wait for too many losers on a regular basis. Starting a system from the start, waiting for 2 or 3 losers is not a bad idea, but just trading a system in and out, where you wait for 2 or 3 losers and then stop, and then wait for 2 or 3 losers and then stop, um, you don't generate many trades. But the way this works is it waits for one loser and then it trades for until there's a winner, and then it stops and waits for another loser to start again. So let's see, put the exit time at 14:30, and we'll take a look at how this works, what the results are. Again, I'm going to pause the video while the update. Here is the update: $166 average profit per trade, only 311 trades. There's the performance graph. It made a peak in July of last year. Equity curve is kind of sideways right now, but that's the those are the results of the strategy, and those are an explanation of all these equity curves on crude oil. Again, crude oil is a system to watch. One more thing that I want to show you is 2 more things. I want to show you the last few trades in Cobra Crude. Go back. There's a trade. There's a trade up here. There's a nice trade back here somewhere. Yeah, there was a nice trade there as well. That was on, what day was that on? Pausing on me here. That was on February the 7th. And we're going to take a look at Sunday crude oil. It's a strategy we haven't talked about in a while. It trades on Sunday night with the trend. It's been a bit choppy, but here are the results since 2005. Made its peak on March of 2011, and it's kind of gone sideways, but it's pointing upward. So if you do technical analysis of crude oil equity curves, this could be pointing higher. But those are some strategies in crude oil that are something you can watch if you're interested in trading crude oil. It does require the money management algorithms to trade the money management version. Otherwise, you can just lease Cobra Crude on its own as well. So that's the updates on Cobra Crude and how it works with the money management algorithms.